Hey everyone, welcome back to my therapy lounge. My name is Joanna. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and today is episode 16 of Walks with Lily, where I walk my dog and we talk about anything mental health. Today, we're going to be talking about a super useful skill called the 3 minds. So, have you ever made a decision when you were incredibly emotional and later regretted it? Or maybe you overanalyzed a situation until you felt totally stuck? Understanding these 3 minds can help you find balance and make better choices, whether it's social media, work stress, or relationships. So, let's get into it. So before we get into what are the 3 minds, we're going to get into a little bit of background in terms of the 3 minds comes from the treatment modality of dialectical behavioral therapy. So what is DBT? DBT is a modified form of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, that was developed in the 1970s by American psychologist Dr. Marcia Linehan to help people manage intense emotions, improve relationships, and make balanced decisions. So at the time, she specifically developed it to address the needs of individuals with borderline personality disorder who were experiencing chronic intrusive ideations, and found that traditional CBT was insufficient for this population. She recognized that these individuals often struggled with intense emotions, self-destructive behaviors, and a lack of motivation. So it's especially helpful for those dealing with anxiety, depression, or if you're just feeling overwhelmed. But honestly, everyone can benefit from these skills. One of DBT's core concepts is dialectics, which is finding balance between opposites like emotions versus logic. And this is where the 3 minds comes in. So let's take a look at the first mind, which is emotional. The emotional mind is when your feelings take over completely. Logic, gone. Consequences, ignored. You're reacting purely based on what you feel in the moment. So some examples here: social media rage. You see a post that triggers you, and without thinking, you fire off a nasty comment. Later, you realize you overreacted, but the damage is already done. Ghosting someone. After a small argument, you're so hurt that you block your friend or partner instead of talking it out. Impulse spending. You're feeling down, so you drop a few $100 on online shopping, which gives you an instant dopamine hit, but you regret it when you see your credit card bill later. So the emotional mind isn't bad, but when it's running the show, we often make choices that we later wish we could take back. And now let's take a look at the second mind, which is the reasonable mind. The reasonable mind is all about logic, facts, and detachment, no emotions allowed. First example here is overanalyzing a text. Your crush sends you K as a response instead of okay, and you spend an hour Googling what it means, calculating response times, and convincing yourself they hate you based on one letter. Second example is ignoring burnout. You push through exhaustion because logically you should be able to handle work, school, and side hustles, even though your body is screaming for rest. And avoiding tough conversations. You know you should talk about relationship issues, but you suppress your feelings because it's not rational to be upset. So, reasonable mind is great for problem solving, but without emotions, we can become cold, robotic, and stuck in overthinking loops. And lastly is the wise mind. This is the sweet spot where the emotional and reasonable mind come together. It's intuition, balance, and responding with both facts and feelings. So, first example is handling criticism. Instead of rage quitting your job, emotional mind, or ignoring feedback entirely, reasonable mind, you take a breath, consider if there's any truth in it, and respond calmly. Social media boundaries. You feel FOMO seeing friends' vacation pics, but instead of doom scrolling, emotional mind, or deleting all your apps, reasonable mind, you set a healthy daily time limit. Break up decisions after a fight. You don't impulsively break up, emotional, or stay in a bad relationship because it makes sense, reasonable. You process your feelings, weigh the pros and cons, then make a decision. Wise mind isn't about being perfect, it's about pausing, checking in with yourself, and choosing a balanced response. All right, so I don't think this goose wants to be followed. I think we should turn around. Lily. Yeah, let's let him go. All right, so how do you practice wise mind? Here's some tips on how you can incorporate this into your daily life. First is pause and breathe. Take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself these 3 questions. First, what am I feeling? This is the emotional mind. Second, what are the facts? Reasonable mind. And third, what's the best measured response? The wise mind. And you want to make sure you test it out. So try small decisions first, like managing frustrations in traffic or resisting impulsive buys. All right, and that's the 3 minds. The goal isn't to eliminate emotional or reasonable mind, it's about responding to your life with temperance. So remember, you won't always be in wise mind, and that's okay. Focus on progress over perfection. So, which of these 3 minds do you default to? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more mental health tools. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.